Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in different parts of the world. This is Arnav here from GoldenLion, and let me thank each one of you for joining this very special webinar on how you can change the way salespeople work using Zoho CRM Gamescope. How we are going to structure the next 45 to 60 minutes is as follows, that we'll have a quick introduction about who we are. Then we'll talk about the gamification and Gamescope in particular. And then we'll also walk you through that how you can leverage Gamescope for your sales team. And of course, we'll have Q&A towards the end. I represent GoldenLion. We are a Zoho premium partner with 200 plus Zoho customers in 14 plus countries. And we primarily specialize in building industry solutions on Zoho, like travel agency CRM, real estate agency CRM, manufacturing CRM, professional services CRM, so on and so forth. Now, with that, let me jump in and define what gamification is all about. Now, gamification is the application of the principle of game in non-game context. So the keyword over here is a non-game context. Okay, so in games, participants contest with each other to win the trophy. And the same principle you can apply to your different divisions within the organization to boost productivity. For example, in the marketing department, you can run a contest on who can possibly execute the maximum number of campaigns in a given month. Or for example, for the sales or business development, you can run a contest on who can convert the maximum leads within a given time period, or who can close the maximum number of potentials within a time frame. For the project execution team as well, you can possibly run contests on who can close the most number of tasks on time. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, the biggest benefit of gamification is the boost in productivity. By the way of having a healthy competition amongst your team members, and also it's an opportunity for raising the bar for each individuals. Now, while gamification could be applied in marketing, sales, project, or any other department, in this webinar, we wanted to focus primarily on gamification for sales team. Now, there are two variants of gamification for sales team. Now, the first one is the data-centric gamification, where organizations can track their key performance indicators and create a healthy competition amongst the team. Now, for this use case, Zoho has got a beautiful product, which is Zoho Motivator. Now, this sits on top of Zoho CRM and displays the KPI dashboards. Now, there's a second variant which has more fun elements into it without being too official about it, where the sales team members can just start competing with each other by creating a game. Also, they can compete with oneself as well. And that's where Zoho CRM Gamescope fits in. Now, this webinar is dedicated for Zoho CRM Gamescope. So let's first talk about that. How do you compete with one another via games? And also, how can you compete with oneself and earn the badges? So let me break this down for you. So let's first talk about competing with one another. Now, you can compete with one another via participating in a game. So you could have a name of the game, for example, the champion of the month, with a start date and a start time, and you could determine who are going to be the participants for that game. Now, this could be the different individuals of the players, or it could be competition amongst your team as well. Now, each game consists of multiple challenges. For example, you can see over here that this game has got two challenges. The first challenge is to convert lead. So if within 1 day of lead creation, you convert it, your sales team members would be earning 10 points. And the second challenge is to complete the tasks. So if you can complete the task on time, that means on or before the due date, you earn 10 points. And if the tasks are overdue, then 5 points are deducted. So once the game starts, your sales team members start collecting points based on the criteria that you've set for that specific challenge. And then when the game is over, the highest scorer in each challenge will win the trophy for that challenge. So for example, who collects the maximum points for lead conversion wins the lead speedster trophy. And someone who collects the maximum points for task completion will win the task timeliness trophy. Okay, so in a given game, one participant can actually win multiple trophies. So the next question is that who wins the game? So the highest scorer across all challenges will win the game. Okay, so just to summarize, one game consists of multiple challenges. Now, each of the participants would be contesting in multiple challenges over here, and whoever wins in a given challenge will be given the trophy, and across all challenges, whoever collects the maximum number of points will win the game. Okay, now it might happen that a player or team who wins the game might lose in a few challenges, which is okay, till the time the total points earned across all challenges makes him the winner. Okay, now let me now talk about competing with oneself and earning badges. So if you want to earn your badges, you need to reach your target. So against each badge, there's a target which is being set. So for example, if you can convert 3 leads within one day, you become a lead champ. Or if you can close, let's say, 10 tasks in a day, you become a task champ. Now, there are other customized badges you can also set up for yourself or any of your team members. Now, please note that you do not need to participate in a game to win badges. Unlike the trophies where you need to participate in a game, for badges, you could win it even without participating in a game. Okay? Now, with that, let me jump in and walk you through that how gamification works step by step. So for you to enable gamification over here, the first thing that you need to do that once you log into your CRM as an administrator, go to setup out here. So let me quickly go to setup out here. So this is the new Zoho CRM 2016 interface. So in case you have not tried 2016, it's an amazing UI that Zoho has launched with a bunch of new functionalities, and we are getting extremely healthy and good feedback from our customers. So please go ahead and try the new UI over here. Gamification is available for the new UI. So you can go ahead and go to the setup out here. In order to enable gamification, you'd be seeing that inside your setup under general, you'd be able to locate Gamescope out here, and you as an admin can either enable or disable this part of it. Okay, now before you start a game, you first need to define that what all challenges you want to keep active. Like you can see, there are a bunch of challenges which is being listed out here. Now, any challenge you can turn on or turn off from the right-hand side over here. Okay. Now, by default, the system gives you these 5 trophies and the challenges. Okay. Now, besides that, you can also define up to 20 other customized challenges and trophies. So let's revisit the challenges part real quick. Like for example, as I mentioned, that there's a challenge called leads converted. So whoever converts lead within 1 day of creation date will earn 10 points. Okay, so as the game starts, participants start playing the game, they will start collecting these points. So it could be for leads conversion, it could be for task timeliness, it could be for winning the deals, it could be for email sent, so on and so forth. And if you feel that there's kind of any customized challenge or trophy you would like to create for your team, you can go ahead and hit new over here. So you can define the trophy name over here. So you can say master connection maker. It could be a new trophy that you like to introduce for your team for a game. You can choose like how does that trophy should look like. So I can choose that part of it over here. And the challenge is to create contacts. That means what I'm saying, that every time a salesperson creates a contact, he or she will start collecting points. So I can choose the module as contacts out here. So I can just start typing contacts. And I'm saying that every time a contact is created, okay, I should be able to give a point to my salespeople. Okay, so I'm saying in the criteria creation of contacts, and I could give possibly 5 points for every contact that gets created. Now, in the criteria out here, I can also set additional criteria. For example, let's say I want to give points provided the contacts are from a specific city. For example, I could give all of these criteria out here. Now, once I'm done, in fact, I can give multiple other criteria as well. So you can see I can keep on giving criteria so that I can make this more and more exciting. Once I'm done, I can go ahead and add this trophy. Now, this trophy would now be part of my set of challenges out here. Now, as I mentioned, that I can either enable or disable this trophy before I commence a game. Now, as I mentioned that besides the 5 default trophies or challenges, you can create up to 20 customized trophies or challenges. Like, for example, I have got 2 challenges over here, and I can see that one of them, I have already disabled that part of it, and one of them is active. Now, let me also quickly talk about the badges over here. Now, as I mentioned that for someone to win badges, it's not a mandate for them to participate in a game. Okay, so you can define against every badge that what's the target that the participants will have to reach to. For example, for somebody to win the badge of lead champ, they need to convert 3 leads within 1 day. Or for somebody to win the task champ, they need to complete 10 tasks within 1 day. So by default, Zoho provides up to 5 badges out here, like a lead champ, task champ, deal champ, mail champ, and the note champ with the different targets over here. Now you can change the targets from here. Like for example, in the lead champ, you might say instead of 3, you can put, for example, 4 out here. You can just update that part of it. That gets updated automatically. Okay. And if you need to create any other custom badges as well, you can go ahead and create that. For example, you hit add new over here, and you can say possibly you can create a new badge, which is a invoice champ. You can select an icon over here. Let's say I'm selecting this icon, and this I'm going to give for in creation, invoice creation. Okay, I can say 3 invoice creation in a day. Okay, and for this module, I'm choosing invoices out here, and I'm saying that for creation of invoices, if somebody can create, let's say, 3 invoices within, let's say, 1 day, okay, he or she will be winning the badge of invoice champ. I can go ahead and add this part of it. So similar way, you can go ahead and keep defining the other badges as well. So let me quickly revisit over here. What you have done that before you have started the game, you have created all the trophies out here which are going to be relevant for a game, and you have either enabled or disabled based on the relevance of that specific game. I've not yet defined the game yet. Okay, so I'll be defining that. But before you define the game, it's important that you first have a look at all the trophies and the challenges, and you enable them wherever you feel that those are appropriate to be there under a game. Okay, and as I mentioned, badges are not linked with a game. So badges are independent of games. So even if somebody do not participate in a game, they still win the badges. Now with that, let me define the game. So on the top, you can see there's a gamification console out here. So click on the gamification console. Now the moment you do that, this console opens up over here. Now this will give you all your upcoming games over here, like whatever games which are coming in, all your completed games which you have you participated historically, and your current game. So I see that I don't have a game out here. So let me go ahead and create a new game. So I could create a new game by hitting the new game or by starting one from here. So let me start a game. Now, as I mentioned that a game could be a context amongst individuals, or it could be a contest amongst group. Okay, so for example, a group of individuals competing with another group of individuals. Okay, I'll show you in a moment that from where you can create a group. Now, let's say for this game, I'm choosing individuals. That means individuals are going to contest, okay, with another individual. So who are going to be the players for that game? So Arnab is already one of the players. I'm choosing Captain Haddock as one of the other players. So these two players will compete with each other. Now, you could have more than two players as well. There could be 4 players or 5 players who are really competing with one another. Now, the next question is, what's the duration of the game? So you could have a game starting now, or let's say game for today, starting today, or you could have a customized game start date as well. Let's say this game is starting today, okay? And let me give the game start time. For example, the game is starting, let's say, morning at 6 o'clock. And the game should be over, let's say, at 9 o'clock in the evening today itself. And if you want, and if you feel that there's going to be a daily game, you can repeat this game as well. Okay, so for example, you could say this game should repeat every day. You can change, of course, day, week, and month for, let's say, next 30 days or 365 days, whatever it might be. I'm not kind of enabling the repeat game option out here, and I could give a name of the game. So for example, the name of the game could be Champion of the Day, August 18, 2016. Okay, so I saved this game out here. So my game has been created out here. So if I look at over here, that this is the game that has been started over here. Now, since I'll be participating in that game, I might want to get notified about the different notifications I'll be getting as I start playing this game. So for me to enable the notification for this game, I could enable the notification option from here. So I just click the notification option over here. And the moment I do that, you'll be seeing that on your top left, this tab will get created automatically. Okay, like the champion of the day, August 18, 2016, which will give you the summary scorecard of that game. So I can see that I'm playing against which player, like I'm playing against Captain Haddock. What are the different challenges that I'm competing against Captain Haddock for? Okay, so like for example, there are total 6 challenges out here, like for task completion, for creation of contacts, for adding notes, for lead conversion, for sending emails, for winning the deals. Okay, and since I've just started the game, okay, and none of the players have earned any points over here. Now, I would start the game, but before that, I want to quickly show you, as I mentioned, that you could have a game between individuals, or you could have games between 2 groups as well. Now, if you do not know that how to create groups, here is how you can create the groups over here. Like, for example, you go to setup out here, and under the setup, you'd be able to see under users and control, click on users out here. And when you go over there, you can see there's an option to create groups. So you can go to groups and you can start creating groups over here. Like for example, if you hit a new group option over here, let's say I give the name like West Team. Okay. And the group description is sales team at Western region. And then I can define that who are going to be the participants for that specific group. So I can choose different people from different groups. I can choose based on roles as well, roles and subordinates, or I can choose a group based on users as well. Like for example, I can choose that who are the people who are going to be the participant for that specific group. So I can choose those people and I can go ahead and save that part of it. Okay, so this is how groups gets created over here. And at any point of time, you want to see that what are the active groups you have, you can see the list under groups. So hope that explains that how you create that group. So just to recapitulate, we just created a game, and prior to that, I had all my challenges already defined. So if I quickly go to the console out here, I can see that in the games tab over here, I can see there's a challenge of the day, the champion of the day. That's the name of that game. And if I click on that, I can see all the challenges which will link to that, and how many points have been earned by each team member. Now, as sales team members start doing the different activities, like they complete the task, they create the contact, they add the notes, they start collecting points. Okay, so let me quickly show you that part of it. Let's say that I'm adding a note over here. Okay, so I go to my contacts module. Let's choose any contact out here. Let's say Peter C. And if I need to add a note over here, I can go ahead and add a note. So against Peter C, I'm adding a note over here. So I could say, had a great discussion with Peter. He wanted me to send the property recommendation list. Okay, so I can go ahead and quickly take that note over here. And the moment I take the note over here, you can see that there's a notification I get from the gamification console. And if I go over there, I can see that I have earned 5 points over here, okay? Because the criteria that I've defined for a trophy or for a specific challenge is that as I start taking notes, for every note, I'll be earning 5 points. So you can see that in this challenge, notes added challenge, currently I'm into rank number 1 because that's what the green arrow shows over here. That means I'm leading the race over here against Captain Haddock. Okay, let me do some other work as well. And you can see on the top right, I can see the rank 1 with a smiley out here. Okay, now let me do some other task over here. Let me say I'm completing a task out there. So I can go to the activities module over here. And in the activities module, let's say I choose all my open tasks. And I can go ahead, I need to close a task, for example. So I close a task over here. Let's say I'm closing this task. And the moment the task is closed, okay, I can see that this is also kind of taking me towards my earning the badge as well. And so if I go over there in the gamification console, I can see over here that for the completion of the task that I've got 10 points out here. And also, if I look at my badges over here, I can see in the task champ badge, there are out of 10 tasks which I need to complete in order to win this badge. I've completed 1, and so there are 9 to go. And how many hours are remaining, I can also have a look at that. So this, my badges, a tab out here will give me a real-time scorecard that where am I standing vis-a-vis the target of the respective badges and how many more I need to go for me to win that badge. Okay, now all these actions I'm performing from my login. Now when the other user logs in from their Zoho CRM login, like for example, I have another instance open out here for Captain Haddock out here. But Captain Haddock also, as and when he keeps performing the different action, he starts collecting points. So for example, he goes to a specific lead out here. Let's say he has got a lead out here, and he's adding, for example, a note out here. So he can say, followed up with John. He wanted to send me an invite for the meeting. Okay, so I can go ahead and do this part of it over here. And I'll be able to see that if I go back to the console out here, that will also be added against Captain Haddock's note out there. Okay, so I can go back and I can see all the details over there as well. Okay, that will get added out here. So for example, I can see that for the note that the Captain Haddock has added, that has given him 5 points as well. So if I look at the total scorecard of the game, I can see that Arnab is now at 15 points, which is the summation of the points that you have earned across all challenges. So for challenge number 1, which is task completion, he has earned 10 points. For notes addition, he has earned 5 points. So in the game, as of now, he is into 15 points, while Captain Haddock is into 5 points. Okay, so that's how it works. And at any point of time, if you want to kind of conclude the game, or maybe at the day end when the game gets concluded, so for example, if I want to conclude the game over here, I can just say end game. And the moment I do that, I can see that I will get a notification over here that I have won that game, which is champion of the day. And if I go back to my completed games out here, I can see those statistics as well. For example, this is the game that we played, which is Champion of the Day, and I can see the statistics all the time. So all the historical games will be part of your completed games over here. All the games which are upcoming, that means the games that you have set up as part of the repeat game checkbox would be available in the upcoming games, and your current games would be part of your ongoing games over here. So just to kind of give a high-level recapitulation, for you to win trophies, you need to participate in a game. Okay? So, and for every game, there are multiple challenges. Okay? And for the highest scorer in any challenge will win the trophy for that challenge. Okay, and across all challenges, whoever scores the highest will win that specific game. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining the session. Hope the session was useful. And as I mentioned that if you've got any question, feel free to send us an email at order@glionconsulting.com, and also to visit Zoho website and our website as well for future webinars. Thank you so much for all your time and have a fantastic day ahead. Thank you so much.